We have an excellent connection. I can't see us, but
Okay. We
but
are we are
again, I'm going to
some kind of
assume,
live,
yeah,
I
some
guess.
kind of lag.
Well, hi everybody.
Hi.
Hi out there in Radio Land, or if you're listening to us 2 million years in the future in deep space, hi to because that's how long like radio waves take. I don't well internet. I don't know. Anyway, hi. It's the Dead Air Horror Review Show.
Hi, everybody.
It's Chris and TJ.
It is.
We watched The Offering, and apparently no soul is safe according to the poster. Um, no attention span is safe as far as I'm concerned.
So hold on. Let me get this straight. I'm going to put it out on Front Street, like you say. Are you trying to tell me you didn't like this?
No, no, no,
No.
no,
All
sir.
right.
No,
Okay.
no, not at all. Not at all. In fact, I hate to say it, but this is the kind of movie that if this was have we gone over the TJ rule on this show?
Uh, the T. Remind me. Is
Okay, well,
yes, I
I'll
think we
just
have.
refresh.
Is this the
I'll just
20-minute rule?
refresh. Yes, it's the
The
20
20-minute
minute
rule.
rule.
Yes, I'm
The
I'm I'm
TJ
aware.
the TJ movie rule for those that aren't aware. If a movie doesn't grab my attention in 20 minutes, just turn it off because I've never ever watched a movie and no one has ever been able to uh come up with one that does this. But if a movie does not capture your attention in 20 minutes, it's not going to get better. Now sometimes movies capture your attention in 20 minutes and then the fucking wheels fall off and it turns into a shitty movie, but it never works the other way around. And if you have examples of movies that suck in the first 20 minutes but then are great, I'd love to hear them in the comments because
Yeah,
I have
please.
yet to been rebuked on the TJ rule. And unfortunately, this movie would fall under the TJ rule because it lost me very fast.
I feel like
Like
this would be a good
insanely
challenge,
fast.
like for pretty much any movie fan to take on. Like, you got to think long and hard about this one because
It's a
even
very I'm
yeah,
telling you, it is I stand by. I really don't know of any movie. Again, I know plenty of movies that are like the intro and the first half hour really grab you and then it falls apart. I could give you a thousand movies like that. But the other way around, it's very difficult. But yeah, to answer your question, this one fell a little short for me. I feel I feel kind of bad because I, I always hate, and I'm getting older and older. My birthday was just the other day, and I really don't want to fall into the kind of person that's like, oh, every new movie is bad, blah, blah, blah. But man, I feel like every time we venture into like contemporary horror, it hasn't worked out too well for us. I feel like there's been a handful of good ones, but I feel like, you know, Night Swim comes to mind, and the Conjuring movie, the Nun movie that we watched. And it's just like I just don't. I don't know. There's so many contemporary horror films that I just don't like, and they kind of follow like the same blueprint in a weird. And what does TJ like to do more than anything else on this show? That's talk about movies that we didn't watch. There's a movie that I watched that came out last year called Attachment, and
hmm.
I highly recommend Attachment because Attachment is basically the good version of this movie.
Really?
It's
Okay.
very similar. It's about Jewish mysticism. It's about possession. It's about summoning. It's like the fucking Deep Impact to Armageddon to this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was strange to me how similar those two movies were. But I thought Attachment. I didn't think Attachment was like the greatest thing I'd ever seen. But I thought Attachment was very well done, and I liked it overall. But yeah, it's very similar in both tone and setting to this film. But I felt like this film just kind of fell kind of flat on almost every aspect for me personally, obviously. I don't know why we do an opinion show and I have to preface that things are my opinion. I do it all the time, but I
You're
really shouldn't.
so goddamn polite. That's why.
I
You
know
just
it's the yeah,
you
it's
don't
like
want to
you
hurt
think
anyone's feelings, uh,
I it's because
despite
I'm
hurting
from
mine. I really
I'm
like this
from
movie.
did you really?
I did.
Wow. Really liked it, huh?
You
All right.
sound. I could tell just by your reaction that you think less of me. Now
No, no,
just
of
from
course not. No,
yeah, just
get out of
yeah.
here.
Yeah, no, you get out of
No,
here.
I don't. I no, it's ridiculous. That's absolutely absurd. You can
And
like whatever you like.
I
I'm interested in hearing what you liked about the movie. I genuinely am because I again like I like I do enjoy my mysticism. I like the whole like demonic conjuring thing. I think that's always fun. I like the conceit of this movie, like where I liked the notion of what the original I don't know what if there's a word, but it's like the original like Jewish like wizard guy was trying to do. Like I appreciate like what he was trying to accomplish. Like I thought that was a fun twist.
yeah,
But like then you had just like Goat Man running around, and I was just like, oh, like okay, like Goat
yeah.
Man,
I'm
cool.
glad they used Goat Man sparingly in this movie because it didn't look great. I'll
It
give you
looked
that.
horrible,
Okay.
Chris.
All
It
right.
looked
Yeah.
real bad, and it also
I'll
like
concede to that. Yeah. It
it
didn't look
also
good. It didn't
not
look
only
good.
did it not look good, but it's like the laziest design. It's just like it's like a almost like a very lazy version of like a Baphomet or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
like a go. And at least Baphomet had like rockin' tits. So like if you gave me like a Baphomet, I'd have been way more happy with it. But it was just like, and honestly, like I feel like the movie at the beginning, you know, the first kind of iteration of this demon or whatever, the child taker, a great name by the way, that title card
Hmm.
did a lot of work. I thought the title card was great. I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
But the first iteration of the child taker or whatever is this little girl, and I was like, all right, like it's been done, but okay. I was kind of in on that, and then like I don't know, when it actually manifests into like a monster, I'm like, like it's kind of like I there's a movie here we go again. There's a movie that I actually kind of like. It's again, it's not great. It's a horror sci-fi horror movie called Life. Have you ever seen this?
Mm-mm. No, I have
So
not.
it's a movie where like basically this alien organism breaks free on this spaceship and kills all the astronauts. And it's a cool movie because the organism is like kind of beyond like human comprehension. So like it doesn't act like a normal life form. It basically is just like this weird thing. But there's a certain point where it develops a face, and I was like, oh, like it's so stupid. Like, why'd you
Yeah.
do that? Like up until that point, I'm like, this is cool because this thing doesn't understand
Well,
people. It's completely alien. And then it's like it looks at one of the people, and I was like,
this should be a
oh,
rule of thumb for any horror movie. It's always scarier what you can't see versus what you
yeah,
can see.
oh
And
yeah,
many horror movies break this rule and it ruins it. It
it
ruins
really
the
does.
yeah. It
And the thing is, like the scenes with the goat man, they're like well lit and like you see, like you could have like covered him up a lot. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like with like proper lighting and like you know kind of atmospherics, you could have made this thing look cool. But like you see him in his full goat man glory, and it's just like oh,
How
it
about
looked
just
it
having
looked
like The Witch? You know that
yeah,
movie. Just having a
I love
regular
that movie.
black goat, a menacing black goat. Like that would be weird enough
I
just
mean, you had a
walking
menacing
around
you had a menacing black goat in fucking where evil lurks. Remember
yeah.
that scene?
Oh yeah.
Like that like you can do a lot with a very little. And this one, I don't know why this movie decided to like swing for the fences with its big monster because I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, this isn't you. This isn't the movie. Like I don't I it just didn't work. Like
I
I don't know
I know
like
we
and
already
I
started talking about it, but let's do the countdown. Boom. Okay. We gave ourselves an extra 5 minutes, even
okay.
though we're destined
We're
to
not
go
going to need
beyond
it.
it. We're not going to keep
Yeah,
it. We never do.
we're not going to need it. Yeah. Um, but yeah, so I guess just a real quick breakdown of the general idea of this movie. Like it deals with without doing like a plot synopsis. It deals the offering is basically um they you have to if you summon this child eater demon thing, it you have to basically it's like blood for blood. You have to give it a life and it will in theory give you a life back but like most demons it doesn't follow through with what it says it's going to do. um and that's tied into like other things like basically this son is estranged from his father and going back to his community. The wife is pregnant, so it's like, well, I wonder where this is gonna go. Like
Yeah.
immediately, you're like, okay. Like, I feel like the movie, I feel, again, like it's kind of unfair to say, but like I feel like the movie would work better if you found out she was pregnant like halfway through the movie and not immediately.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's like you already like you can see it coming a mile away.
Yeah.
And it's like, and also, not to spoil anything, it doesn't do anything subversive after you already figure out what's going to happen. Like, I don't really like the subversiveness comes at the very end at a very, to me, head scratching moment where one of the characters is like a betrayer, but it's just like I don't know why or care at that point. I don't understand that plot twist at all. Um,
Talking
that
about was
actor,
it Heimish? I think was
Hamish,
Hamish. Yep.
yeah.
That's the character you were
But
talking about?
that actor's great, by the way.
He
That
is
guy is like the king of like this kind of movie. That guy has been in like 8,000 like movies that never got to like theaters, but he's like really good at everything.
really?
He's good in
I
this
d-
movie too.
I do not recognize him. What else?
Yeah, because unless you watch fucking like Netflix movies and
I
like
do,
shit that's like
as I often
like
do.
there's a movie called, I think it's called The Divide. He was in like he's in all these like fucking like again movies like this, movies that like went straight to streaming or like straight like he's done a lot of TV work. Like he looks a lot different in this with the whole like Jewish get up or whatever. That's very
Jesus
sensitive.
Christ!
I don't know.
I
You know what I
can't
mean?
edit
Like
that out.
I didn't. I mean, the fucking what's
The
the strict?
curls,
No, 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 no. What's Hasidic? That's the
acidic.
word I was looking for. Like he's got the whole Hasidic hairstyle and everything and the beard. But yeah, that guy is great. He's great in this movie too. He's one of the few interesting characters in the movie, I thought.
Yeah, he really played it well, and I don't think it was uh, just because of that toothpick he kept in his mouth almost the entire
I mean,
movie either. He just trying
yeah,
to look.
he's
That's what badasses do, don't they? They just
he's fucking Brad Pitt over here with his
yeah.
fucking toothpick in his mouth the whole time.
I tried that for a couple days to see if it work to
Yeah,
make me seem like a little tougher.
did it
It's
work?
not. Not only did it not work, it's
Yeah.
really tiring chewing on a little wood stick for a long
Yeah, and it
period of
also
time.
gets like moist and disgusting pretty
Yeah,
quickly, I would
and
imagine.
it could stab you at any given time. It's very sharp.
But that's why it's dangerous. That's why it's like cool because
Yeah,
you can like, oh, this thing's gonna splinter off in my mouth at any point, but I don't care because I'm a badass.
yeah. That's the problem. I'm not a badass. Clearly, like
I mean, you're either a badass or you eat like a lot of steak and you have to get shit out of your teeth. Like I don't.
that's pretty badass too. If you're eating that much steak,
I mean, yeah, and like for me, like I have like awful. You have beautiful teeth. I have like
me, no, I
awful.
do not.
Like there's so much space in between my teeth. I could like sublet that shit out. So a toothpick would be
But you
pretty
probably
hard.
have all of your own teeth still, like all your natural teeth.
Uh-uh.
No?
Uh-uh. Dude, I have one molar left. You can't see them, but
Yeah.
they're all gone except for one. I have one. It's awful.
I'm
It's a
working with a
mess.
bridge over here,
I don't even know
and
what that is.
a bridge is like when you're like missing a tooth, so they like
Yeah.
they put literally put like mold three teeth together and shave
Oh.
two teeth down
Mm.
because the middle one's missing and put it over top of it.
That sounds like a whole thing. No,
Oh,
I
it
they just my
sucks. Yeah,
I just have big spaces in my mouth. So
I'd take. We all want what we can't have.
that is true.
All right, so let's jump into the first topic. We already did the first. So let's talk about Kabbalah.
Kabbalah,
All right.
Madonna's favorite. Uh, I went through a
That's right.
Kabbalah.
She was like really
She
into this
was.
for a period of time, wasn't she?
So was I
With
in a
the
weird way.
bracelets, isn't that a part of it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes. The thing I know most about Kabbalah is like the tree of life. It's like this diagram with like a big square in the middle and then all these circles that go off of it. In my early 20s, I was very much into like fucking like esoteric religious stuff. Like I was into like reading like Aleister Crowley books and shit like that, reading about like chaos magic and stuff. And it was very like being 20 thing to do. Because now
Yeah.
I look at that stuff and I'm like, this shit's
Hey, we all
stupid.
have those periods where you're just trying
Oh,
to figure things out and you
yeah,
know,
and I mean, I thought it was really interesting, but then like specifically with Aleister Crowley, like you realize like he was just a pervert that just like wanted to butt fuck as many people as possible, and that he just used that as an excuse. Like I used to think he was like a pretty interesting thinker, and then like you grow up and you're like, oh no, he was just a fucking pervert.
And
But he is
guaranteed
another.
using the church as a tax write-off.
Oh, 1000%. And he used it like to be, the whole like world's most wickedest man thing. Like that was just a publicity stunt basically so he could get more drugs.
Yeah,
Like it was just like but anyway, Kabbalic, he, a lot of the like, I don't know, more like mystical branches of any kind of religion, like Kabbalah is kind of like fundamental to those things. And again, if anyone is like deeply into Kabbalah, I know I'm like oversimplifying it to a level that's like, I don't know, like a child would talk about it, but that is my basic understanding of it. But in this movie, they kind of use it as shorthand for just like mysticism. You know what I mean? Like it is like, I feel like, replace, this is like the Jewish version of a lot of like exorcism movies that usually deal around like Catholicism, and there's always like the secret books that were found with the Dead Sea Scrolls that weren't in the Bible. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it's the same idea. They just, in this case, they've plugged in Judaism instead of Christianity.
Well, there is like a common thread through all of these religions. There's like, um, I'm not an expert, so I'm not one to really talk about it at too much depth. But like they explained in the beginning, I think they said in the beginning of the movie, there's like a a creature or like a mystical being that goes across all different types of cultures, and
Mhm.
that is I forgot the name of this one specifically, but it steals children.
Yeah, I
And you
forget
might
the
have one name in
like the name.
Hungary and a different name in Poland
Yeah.
and a different name in Russia and a different everywhere. So, but they all are aware of this similar child stealing demon. And this is what, and
Yeah.
it's really not, um, I think I counted one child that it stole.
Well, technically, and that child is the child that you see in the beginning of the movie. It's the child whose feet are at the bottom of that poster. Um, but that child was technically stolen, but it was also kind of offered. So
Right.
it didn't really like work with what they were trying to say. That scene, I will say, for a movie that I generally did not care for, the scene where they this scene right here, I actually thought that scene was done very well. Like I
Yeah.
enjoyed how like it looked very like they shot it well, it looked cool. Like I liked how the little girl like reacted to it. I thought it was done overall, was done very well. Like I thought that was one of the better scenes in the movie. And him uncovering all these like old VHS tapes, and like I don't know, I like that kind of shit. Like I thought that was cool.
And this
Um
first elderly man that we meet in the beginning of the movie, uh, you kind of feel bad for him because he's just trying to bring back his dead.
yeah,
But
yeah,
then you learn
absolutely.
that, like, oh yeah, he had to sacrifice his child in order to do that,
Yeah,
and it
but
wasn't
I kind of and they might have explained it, but I don't think he understood what he was doing. It seemed like
really.
it
I
seemed
thought he
like
did.
maybe he did. I don't know. I was a little lost because the way he reacted to it, it seemed like he didn't understand that that's what was going to happen. But then the way they describe it, it seemed like he did. So I
Yeah,
wasn't really sure, because if you watch that scene where the little girl gets taken or killed or whatever, like he's like freaking out about it, but it's like he should have. I mean, I guess maybe it's a situation where he's just confronted with something that he,
yeah. I
knew
think
it was
he's.
coming, but he couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if he knew that he had to use a child in this type of spell, that
Hmm.
something could go left. You
Sure,
know.
sure. Yeah, yeah. And
um.
it didn't work,
Right.
which is like it's like he
Egg on
tried
his
everything
face.
and it still did not work.
Yep.
So
Oops. Well, that's why
so
I guess
yeah,
he practiced on a child first.
you got that's a sentence you never want to have to say out
No.
loud. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Oh, jeez. All right. Edit that one out too. I'll mark that
Yeah, that.
one.
Uh,
Oh boy, we got 19. Okay.
this might be our shortest episode ever. This
All right.
this whole episode will fit inside of a YouTube short.
Oh boy.
And we
I
spent
mean,
5 minutes talking about our teeth.
yeah. That's how you know a movie sucks. Well, I actually enjoyed this movie,
Well,
so
you loved it,
I
so it's
I
your
didn't I
favorite.
wouldn't I wouldn't say I loved it. I
No, it's your
enjoyed it.
favorite fucking movie. I heard you say it. I saw your
I
letterbox review.
I love Kabbalah.
This is how you type. This is my favorite fucking movie. You're
Like the
type like
cat meme.
you t-
It's
you
tap
type
tap
like
tap
this.
tap 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 tap.
One finger on each hand. Boop 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 boop.
I can
Uh,
proudly say I don't know how many words I could type a minute, but
I have no idea.
did you take typing class in high school? Hands down, the best class I ever
Yes,
took.
I did, but I was also like really bad at it. It's funny because I mean, I guess because I've been typing on a keyboard now for the better part of my life, but I was not good at it, like at all. I'm pretty good at it now,
Yeah,
but again, it's like a video game. I've been fucking typing for a
you just type
billion
"fuck my
years, so
life" over and over.
pretty much, yeah. I'm trapped in this meat prison.
Well, how come there's meat in your prison?
I mean, the whole thing. This is all
Oh, that's
meat.
all meat?
Oh yeah. What do you think we are? We're just meat.
Bone cage.
Bone cage. Yeah, that's true too. But the meat is surrounding the bone, so
Skin meat. Skin's an organ meat.
skin meat. That's our new industrial metal band, Skin Meat. All right, anyway, let's get
All
into
right. TJ wanted to talk about the creature because he loved the creature.
yeah, because
Um,
I hated it so much. I thought it was stupid.
he
I
loved to hate
also
it.
like well, also like not
Let me see if
only
I
I mean
can find it.
we touched on it briefly, but like I feel like it seems it doesn't seem to fit with the theme of the movie. Like a big scary goat man doesn't like I don't know. I don't know what I thought this demon should look like. Like I felt like maybe more of like a humanoid character, right?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be
Like
like
a
a female demon.
yes, yes,
That's what I
yes.
thought. Yeah, but
Like you said like a witch, like
yeah,
something like that kind of thing. But like I never nothing screams like big goat monster guy. Like I don't know. Like when I saw it, I was like, that's what we're doing. That's
that's
where we
what.
are. Okay.
Yeah, it was
And it
disappointing.
shows up kind of apropos of nothing. And like I thought maybe there would be like, I don't know, if you're gonna have that, I feel like you need to like ease me into it a little bit. Like maybe have some kind of drop line where they're reading a book. They have some passage where they're talking about the demon and it's described like, oh, it's it's like a 6 foot tall goat
Yeah.
man. It's Jim Brewer's favorite fucking demon. I don't know. Like
Let me see. I'm gonna try
um
to freeze frame it. So,
okay.
so if
So
anyone
so
who's
it, so
watching
it won't get
YouTube,
taken down on YouTube. Yeah.
yeah,
Um but yeah, I mean like, they it just felt like again like we said earlier, I feel like their reach what's the I always get this expression wrong, their reach out extended their grasp, like it's just like what is that, like you can see
yeah.
the like eyes underneath, it looks like a fucking wrestling mask, like I
It's
just
it's kind of hard to see unless you're looking very close up, but um, it's got all the features of a goat except it's about 12 feet tall, and
yes,
it's missing a nose as ears, and
yeah, it's
it's
got
got
like
like
a
mangled
skeleton,
teeth.
it's got like a half skull, it's like a half skull face kind of thing.
Uh,
I don't know.
better,
It's just so generic. Like
yeah,
it's just so like eh. And again, like I feel like this movie kind of leads like this movie revolves around like people, obviously. And I feel like a more humanoid character would make this movie feel a little bit more grounded. I don't know if that's what this movie needs.
yeah.
But again, I'm comparing it to that movie Attachment, and there's nothing like that in that movie. Like everything is all like people related. There is supernatural things abound, but it's all still like
Uh,
pretty
Okay,
grounded.
can I bring up something real quick that bothered me too? The
Sure.
so towards the beginning of the movie, I think his name was. Saul, the father,
Yes, that's
he
correct.
calls this professional who's like a demonologist who
Yeah.
is familiar,
Oh,
also
this
knows like
this part
Sanskrit
killed me.
or
He's
some
like, "Oh, don't worry about it."
yeah.
Yeah.
You got to tell me, was there a necklace? I don't think so. Oh, you're fine. Don't worry about it. No
Right.
demon.
No, it's in a body.
Yeah.
It's in a body. It's all good. Like,
Yeah.
also,
All right. Yeah,
not
he
for
was like,
nothing.
don't bother me with this shit. Stop
Also,
calling
not
me.
for nothing. Like, I love the fact that everybody kind of just accepts this fucking supernatural. They're not really like that surprised at its existence. Like, there was
Yeah.
never the line of like, "Oh, that's just some old wives' tale." No, this thing exists. Everybody knows it exists, and they're like, "Eh, what can you do? It's
Right.
so tough." Like, I don't
Yeah.
like.
Just cover the mirrors. It'll
Like
keep it at
the
bay.
demonologist guy was fucking hilarious because he's like, "Well, it's in a body; it can't go anywhere."
Yeah, as long as
Like,
it's trapped with the necklace, you're good.
and this isn't like When Evil Lurks, where it's established that the world understands there's just devils running around. Like, this is the really real world in this movie, and
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that part killed me.
Um,
Also, I didn't realize I'm wearing a shirt that says church on it. Very
church.
religious. Yes.
Um,
It's a Church of Misery shirt, by the way.
oh,
Anyway,
that's cool.
great Japanese band. Look at that.
Look at that.
It's got all the serial killers on it. It's very horror appropriate.
Um, so this guy, for those who of you that are watching this YouTube, this guy right here,
The
demon,
YouTubes.
the
And if you're
YouTube,
not, you have to close your eyes and picture really hard of like an old Jewish guy on
yeah.
the phone with a younger, older Jewish guy.
Basically
Paint me a
telling him to
picture.
fuck off, that he's
Yeah, well, this guy,
overreacting.
yeah, and the other guy is basically like Jewish Van Helsing, and he's like, "Yeah, no, it's fine. Like, don't
Yeah.
worry about it."
So he's telling him not to worry about it, and whatever. That scene is kind of it's kind of funny to me because he's just like, no necklace, you're good. Okay, moving
Yeah.
on. The
Well,
movie,
he's like, no necklace, and it's inside a body, so it has no power. So it's like,
yeah.
oh, rad.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, then we're good. And then Saul accepts it, and he's like, okay, moving on.
yeah, we're fine.
So this demon that actually shows up, this goat, 12-foot goat being, like
Yes.
appears and it actually physically kills these people. Um, except for the one scene where the demonologist is trying to help out. I think his
Yeah.
name's Art. Is the main character, if I'm not.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
He sucked.
Um, okay.
Also, there's a weird subplot that goes nowhere where he wants to like sell their house or something, and it's like, why was this introduced in the movie? But anyway, keep going.
But this poor demonologist is like, all right, this is what you got to do right now. You got to take this
Oh yeah,
book. You got to go to the circle, and then
he
this thing
does.
fucking snaps his neck, but it doesn't appear. It's invisible.
Right,
He just snaps his neck.
right.
I was like,
But
hold
you
on,
know,
what? That's a
they don't have the money. They couldn't have the fucking 12-foot goat man. Like, they're like, oh fuck, we gotta have him kill him. I don't
yeah.
know. Just
I just
he's invisible now.
right.
Like, okay.
So hold on.
He's
He never needed to appear in the first place.
yeah.
What the hell? Why?
Why didn't they just save their money?
Yeah. That really
Just think
pissed me
that
off
like
because I was just
that
like, you
goat.
could have done that for every kill, and it would have
Just
been
think that fucking goat suit is probably in the back of some like Louisiana haunted house they bought it off eBay or some shit.
You're also by doing this with CGI taking a job away from a would-be
A real
stunt
goat.
person, a real. I was gonna say a human stunt person, but yes, a goat.
Just take like two goats and stack them on top of each other, and
Put
then,
an
yeah,
extra long like duster on over
yeah,
top of them.
yeah. Just put a big yeah, or like here you go. You stack two goats, and then you put a guy in a goat suit on top of the second goat with like a goat head, and it'd be like a goat totem. I mean,
I'm here for the murders.
right, exactly. I'm on my way to the murder store. I'm the goat totem man. Like,
Oh, that's another good name, Goat Totem.
goat totem is a great. That's our black metal band.
Yeah,
Goat totem. Hell yeah. We're just riffing off great names
yeah,
left and right.
pumping out goat names.
Um yeah, the guy, the fucking demonologist getting killed is hilarious though, because he's like, this is what you gotta do.
Yeah,
just gets
He was
killed.
like, just get in that goddamn circle and hurry up, and then bam, next snap
Right.
on the floor, and they're like, oh shit,
Do
okay, it's
do
it's time to get in that circle, and they couldn't get in the damn circle quick enough.
that
He's like
that
pouring the ash so slow, he's got to make the perfect circle. It's like, dude, just
yeah. Yeah.
toss it around. You're about
Are
to
you
die.
Maynard James Keenan with your perfect circle over here?
Uh,
Uh
good one.
thank you. No, not really. Uh are you who's the other guy in Perfect Circle? Billy Hallowell, I think
Yeah,
that's his name.
or
That's a good
Howardell or something. Yeah,
something like that. Didn't he used to be in Nine Inch Nails? Weren't we talking about
I don't,
people that used to be in Nine Inch
I
Nails?
don't think he was ever in Nine
I thought he
Session.
was. I thought he was a guitar player. But anyway.
Robin Fink was that?
No, I maybe. I don't know. We'll look it up after the show.
Why we got nothing else to talk about here? Just talk about Nine Inch Nails.
Do you want to talk about the wife and that whole subplot? Because it's
I
very
mean,
important to the movie, but I feel like it's funny because I feel like it is, in theory, very important to the movie, but I don't know if the movie understands that it's important to the movie. Like the
yeah.
wife, like she's ostensibly like the most important part of the plot,
Oh,
but like is kind of
definitely.
forgotten about for
Yeah.
most of the movie.
Yeah, we're forced to be around art. I think, and I don't know if this is actual. It could be
Let's
Dan
just
for all I
call him
know.
Art.
Let's just call him Art. Like we're forced to be around this pathetic loser for the entire movie when, like you said, the most important central figure of this movie is his wife, who we don't
Again,
see for a good portion
and
of it.
somebody that we know is important based on the
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 fact that she's
premise
got
of the film.
a baby
Yeah,
and it wants
yeah,
to steal it.
yeah,
Um, yeah.
yeah. And
Uh,
then they do this weird like fake out where like, the movie like jumps back in time to when she's like under a table and it's like, "Wait, what? Like what was that for?" Like I didn't like so none of that happened now. Like I don't know. Again, I had like mentally checked out at
yeah.
this point of the movie anyway, but I was very confused at that like that plot device just in general. I was like, what was that?
Again,
What?
if there's once you involve a single dream sequence, fine. But when you're getting lost between whether this is a dream or reality, it just for me it cheapens the movie for me because
Also, like
all the
I
rules
didn't
are
feel
tossed out and it's like what difference does it make anymore? Like I'm completely
right. Well,
lost.
that yeah, that's exactly my point. And
Like
the
is
other
she
thing
really going to die or is this just all a dream? Do I really care anymore?
did they establish the demon can like mentally attack you? Because I don't feel like they did. If they did, I don't remember. Like obviously the demon can like manifest itself as like different people in that like because she's the wife, like the old lady, she's the wife of the old guy that got killed in the beginning.
Yeah.
She's the little girl, then the goat man, but it's just like it like manipulate time and space. I don't know. Again, if there is a clear-cut explanation in the film, I just lost interest and like I didn't pay enough attention to it. I'll be honest. I was on Tinder most of the time watching this
How'd you
movie.
do? Match?
No, no. I wasn't really on Tinder. I just thought it'd be funny.
Some
No,
Bumble.
I was on Reddit looking up Sydney Sweetie's boobs or something. I
Oh
don't know.
jeez.
Something perverted. That's all I do.
Guaranteed.
I'm a sicko. That's what can I say?
Love you, bud.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um all right, should we dive into scores? I'm really curious
Um
to hear what you're going to give this.
oh yeah. Sure. This is like a 1.
Damn.
Like a 1.
Damn.
I fucking
I didn't
hated this
realize you
movie.
hated it so much. I knew you
I mean,
disliked it, but
well,
that's hate.
I've
That's not a
I
0,
mean,
so it's not terrible.
I mean,
Not good.
the thing is, it almost isn't like, I guess by my own logic, it should be like a 5 because it's like 5 is the worst. Because but I did have I did have an emotional response to this movie. I just didn't like it. I found it really boring. I found it uninteresting, and to a point where it was impossible to pay attention to it. Like I just didn't feel
This
like none of the characters felt compelling to me. They all like I don't know, like some movies, right, are filled with actors you've never seen and it's very cheap and the budget is cheap. and it works. It still works, right? There's plenty of low budget movies that I love, but this like felt low budget and like acted low budget and like I don't know, man. Like it didn't work for me at all on any level. And again, like I think that the thing that worked against this movie, and it's not the movie's fault, but I saw a better version of this movie a couple of weeks ago called Attachment, and I highly recommend that
I'm
movie
gonna go watch
because
that.
it's this movie. It's the same like basic premise of this movie. And look at that. It looks like shit.
Yeah.
Like that looks
And it's
terrible.
got
Like
very like look how narrow the shoulders are. Like that does not
yeah,
look menacing
yeah.
at all.
And it's got the fucking like venom like smoke coming off of it, and it's just like it's just very generic. It looks like you literally like put in like generic horror monster into like an AI generator, and it's like there you go.
Yeah.
Like it's a goat skeleton man. Like okay, very cool, thank
Very
you.
cool.
But yeah,
I worked for
it's like
like
a
2
one.
hours working on those AI prompts, man.
Yeah. Oh god, don't get me started. I there's like Instagram pages that like are literally like they have the audacity to like call themselves like so and so's art, and it's just post after post AI junk, and then like you have the same comments on everyone. Well, you have three kinds of comments. One person that just is oblivious to like AI or doesn't care, and is like, "This looks awesome." Then you have one person that's like, "What was your prompting on this?" Like, we're expert prompting, like, and
Legend prompter.
then you have people like me there's like this is junk, this is AI junk, get this shit off my page. And then like and don't have the like these people are literally having like patreons and like selling prints of this crap, and it's just oh, don't get me started.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it. I hate it so much.
Hates
I
it.
hate it so much. Wait till it like leaks into fucking film, because it will if it hasn't
Yeah.
already.
It's already leaked
I
into
swear to god
music
that
videos. I
fucking
mean,
oh
some
I
of my favorite
know.
artists are doing it now.
I
And I'm
know.
glad that people are calling them out on it too, because it's total
Did you
BS.
see who is it? Pestilence, I think, is the death metal band.
Oh, they did
And they
one.
had this AI cover, and everybody's like, yeah, this is trash. And
Yeah.
they basically shamed them into putting out a good cover.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, good for you.
Dinosaur Jr.
Um,
or no, Jay Mascis just
oh
yeah.
no. Oh god, that sucks. But anyway, yeah, no, I fuck AI art. I hate that shit. It's not art, it's garbage. Anyway, but yeah, it's like a one. I didn't vibe with this at all. I
Yeah.
just did not vibe with this one at all. Go watch Attachment. Very
I'm
good
gonna go
movie.
watch it now. Um
Chris.
thanks for that reference there. I like that.
Yeah, it's on the Plex already too, I
Is it? All
believe.
right, cool.
I think if it's not, I think it's a Shutter movie. I can't remember. It's one or the other.
Um and you said it's similar in like the Jewish orthodoxy as well,
It
or
is
is it?
it
Yeah.
is it is very similar in story structure and plot to
How
this
old is that
film.
one?
Came out last year.
Oh, really? So these
Yeah.
came out right around, yeah,
Yeah.
same year.
It's like I said, it's eerily similar. Like
Interesting.
I feel like it's executed much better than the other. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not one to one. The plot is different. The plot in Attachment is about this relationship that kind of goes very fast, and the one person is like an outsider, right? Like the one person is from, I think, Sweden, I think, and she travels back to England with her new girlfriend, but they become like, they're like a couple like right away. And like the movie kind of deals with kind of relationship stuff and then like traditional things, and then it kind of spirals into this possession story and mysticism and all that stuff. I thought it was really good.
Um, it's so funny because whenever I do these podcasts with you, I love doing these podcasts with you because you
I
know,
hate you more and more.
no,
You're a piece of
I
shit.
I love it because you. I don't think you understand how powerful you are with your
Oh my.
persuasion. No, I'm serious. Like as we're talking, I'm like, why did I even like this? Like this movie fucking sucked, and here I am thinking it was great, and then you give me all these reasons why it sucked, and I'm like, oh shit, you're right. This does fucking suck.
I don't like that. I don't like that at
No,
all.
that's you're hey man, you're good at it. You should be a master debater. Um,
Uh, yeah,
but
debate me, Ben Shapiro. I will meet you in the marketplace of ideas, sir.
um,
Uh,
horror
logical
only has two
fallacy,
subgenres.
logical fallacy. Mott and Bailey, straw man, straw man, ad hominem. I'll just do all that. I know all the debate terms. Mott and Bailey is my favorite, which
Martin
sounds
Bale.
like a candy bar. Mott and Bailey.
Um,
Can't get enough of that Mott and Bailey peanut butter crunches every day.
and
Mott and
what
Bailey.
makes it funnier is that I don't even really get these references, but they're still
Oh,
funny.
Look it up. It's a debate term. I won't bore
Martin
everybody.
Bailey.
It's a argumentative term. Yeah.
You on the
Anyway,
debate team in high school? Did we have a
no,
debate team in high school?
I don't think so. But my grades were way too bad for that. Also, all the teachers hated me. That seems like one of those like intellectual things. They'd be like, "That kid's an idiot. He can't
Did
fucking
the
do
art
it."
teacher hate you?
No, they were the only ones that liked me. But
Yeah,
like the rest of the staff generally did not like me.
yeah.
But that's because I was an asshole. I was just a jokester. They because I was always trying to be funny.
Shout out
You know.
to high school teachers. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah,
Like
Gogs's mom was like the only teacher that liked me.
she was forced to tolerate you because you
She
were her
loved me.
son's
Are you
friend.
kidding? Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Anyway,
Anyway,
what your score?
shit, I don't even know anymore. I was gonna give it like a 6.5, but now I'm gonna give it a 1.2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna split the difference. I'll go around 3. Let me do 3.
A 3. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
I have a
You
feeling
cut your
that
score in half thanks to me.
I mean, when you have such a strong argument like you do, like how could I possibly? I really, other than like, oh, I like the colors of the movie. I thought it was a good, I like the LUTs they used in the video. Like I don't really have
I mean, it
anything to
did look.
offer up. I
I
don't
will
have a
say
strong
though.
case for it being a
I
good
mean,
movie.
for being cheap, it did look like they shot it well. It did look good. I
Yeah.
felt like for the most part, like it
I,
looked.
yeah. I do like the Jewish mysticism in here,
Yeah,
and I always
It's
find
an
that
interesting.
any kind of mysticism, to be quite honest. But there's especially cultures that I don't really know too terribly
Mhm.
much about. I find it way more interesting than if it was just a typical middle-aged white couple like
There,
trying to
um,
survive in Brooklyn.
there's a lot of ground to be covered with
Yeah,
religious like horror. There's a movie that is on Netflix from a few years ago called His House, and that deals with like a lot of like African, I believe it's African. Oh God, if I'm wrong, that's gonna be so racist. But anyway, it's a great movie, and it also deals with kind of like cultural things that you may not be familiar with. That was a much better way to say what I was trying to say. But it's a movie that like nobody talks about. It's called His House. I really enjoyed that
yes.
too.
All right.
That's a Netflix movie.
All right, everybody, go
Um,
watch His House and
and
Attachment,
Attachment.
and those are TJ, uh,
Yeah,
ref-
certified TJ hits.
certified TJ
Yes,
hits. There
gets my approval.
you go.
Both very like underrated and nobody talks about.
I've
Like I
never
don't.
even heard of those.
Yeah,
Never
I
even
mean,
heard.
Attachment got a lot of love at the end of the year last year. It got on the end of a lot of like best of 2023 lists, but like His House that came and went. I don't know. Like most Netflix original movies, they kind of come and go. So
They got to. They got no
uh,
choice. Got to cycle those
they
babies.
they fucking oh my god, they put something new out, and if you don't watch it in that first week,
Yeah,
like it's gone. Like it is just like it is. It's still on there, but good luck finding it.
yeah. They push it hard too. They're like, watch, 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 and then when you
Hmm.
finally have time to go to watch it, it's gone, or it's
That's
hidden.
wild.
It's hidden.
It's
Um.
definitely buried in.
So TJ and I didn't get the opportunity. Well, I'm sure we've had plenty of opportunities to figure out what we wanted to watch next week, but we
Yeah,
haven't
I don't
really
know. We'll
discussed
figure
it.
it out.
But
I really want to see. Have you seen? This is going to be a preview to a future episode because it's not out for a few weeks. But have you? I highly recommend our audience and you too, Chris, to look up this trailer for Late Night with the Devil.
and heard of
It
it.
looks super interesting. It's a Shutter movie. It's about this talk show host, and the whole show. It looks like the movie is shot like a '70s talk show.
Really?
I can't remember the actor's name, but he played. It's Dave something. something. I can't think of his name. He played Polka Dot Man in James Gunn's Suicide Squad. He's been in like a ton of movies. He was in Blade Runner. He was in Dark Knight. But he's like the lead. He's like the talk show host, and it looks like they're like trying to summon the devil live on TV. I don't know
What's it
the
called? Late
poster,
night what?
Late Night with the Devil, and it's coming to Shutter and theaters, I think in April. We definitely need to
Oh,
review that
yes.
one because it looks really good.
David Dastmalchian, I think is.
Yeah, I don't think that's how you say his name, but yeah.
Yeah, I totally butchered it.
I want
I
to see that. I want to see that. I really want to see that movie Stop Motion. That looks incredible, but that's like still in theaters, so that'll be a future episode as well. But we'll
um
figure it out. I don't know what we're gonna watch.
quick shameless little celebrity plug here. When I was on vacation in California last summer, we stayed in Hollywood for a couple nights,
And you
and
saw Anthony Kiedis.
no, we saw David Douse, that guy,
Oh
um,
no shit! That's
chilling
awesome.
at the pool, holding court. Everybody was just
No
holding. There was like
shit.
10 people
Oh, that
hanging on his
rocks.
every word, and
That rules.
he's one of those faces that is
Oh, he's been in a ton of movies.
unmistakable. Like when you see it, you're like, "That's
Yeah,
that guy." You don't get him
yeah.
confused with anyone else,
I
except you
love
just
that
don't really remember his name. Although he's in like everything, like he's
he's in a
everywhere.
ton of fucking movies.
Yeah,
Also,
and he's
he's just
great.
it's just great. It's great that he's getting kind of like a career renaissance because he's always like again, he's been in like a million freaking movies, but now
Yeah,
he had I mean, Suicide Squad, he had a pretty big part in that movie. And this movie that we're talking about, Late Night with the Devil, he looks like the lead in that movie. So it's
yeah.
like it's super cool. I love seeing,
I mean,
you know,
he's in.
I love character actors. So like the more shine you can get on like good character actors is the best. I mean, we spent fucking half an hour last week talking about Jeffrey Combs. Like, just give me like I love character actors. Like they're
Yeah,
my favorite.
like
So
what movie hasn't this guy been in the
he's been
past
in
10 years? He was in
yeah, he's been in
Oppenheimer. He was in
mm-hmm.
Ant Man, Dune. Like you said, Blade
Yeah.
Runner.
Oh, he was in Dune. That's right. Yeah, I forgot he was in Dune. He played a mentat for the for Baron Harkonnen. That's right.
Weird Al story.
I haven't
Fun
seen that. I
stuff.
heard that was good.
It's really good.
He's in the Dark Knight. He plays the guy that starts the like shootout in the police like ceremony thing for the Joker. I'll remember that. He's in Blade Runner 2049. Joy breaks his neck. He's like a lab technician in that. Like I remember all the like little roles he was in. He always, like you said, he just has a face that stands out. You
Yeah.
just recognize him immediately. But anyway,
All right.
we'll figure out what we're gonna watch next week.
Yeah.
I think we should go classic again. I feel like we've had much better luck when we delve into the old stuff,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
And I feel like we
It,
get much better reaction engagement when we watch the older.
I think so. And I think like people like the old stuff in general. People like being nostalgic. Unless there's something that like pops up, you know. I feel like sometimes like when we watch Night Swim, that's like a movie that just like everybody was talking about for a week. So it's like I feel like we should talk about it too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll think of something fun to watch, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
I'm always
all right,
down for an
that's the
80s
show.
slasher.
We were worried we weren't gonna cover time and we went overtime. So
Always.
anyway.
All
All
right.
right, everybody.
See you, everybody.
Bye bye.